How's everybody doing? In today's video I'm just going to share a quick tip with you guys. This applies to anybody who plays guitar or even bass. So over the years I've heard people say, quite often actually, that they love a certain guitar but it's just too heavy for them. People say, you know, it sounds great if I'm sitting to practice, it's great, but if I have to stand and play for any period of time, it's too heavy, it hurts my shoulder, it hurts my back. And my response, honestly, for most of that time, at least in my head, has been like, toughen up. Like, what are you talking about? A guitar is only 13 pounds on the very heavy side. Like, and I've always kind of written it off as just somebody's being weak or complaining for no reason, or they just need to grow up or grow a pair. Not realizing or not really thinking about the fact that I have a lot of heavy guitars that I play all the time, and I do something specifically that makes them feel a lot lighter. And that's the trick that I'm going to share with you guys in this video. So this is the heaviest guitar that I own. This is my Chapman Ml1. This guitar is solid, sapele with a maple neck with an ebony fretboard. It's got a tremolo. It's thick, it's really long. It's like just a big, heavy instrument. I'm not sure exactly how much this guitar specifically weighs, but it blows every other guitar out of the water. It's heavier than my Gibsons, Schecter, LTD, Fenders. It's way heavier than anything else, and it's heavier than my other two Chapmans that I have. And in a lot of ways, I've always thought of that as a good thing. So basically, I've been of the thought that the more mass you have of a guitar, the heavier it is, the more mass you have vibrating and resonating to work with the strings vibrating over the pickups, and thus you might have better tonal qualities for a guitar that's heavier. It's just a real solid thing. It's going to be hard to stop it from resonating. I don't know how scientifically accurate that is, but that's just been my personal belief. But the fact of the matter is, this guitar is actually really heavy. But I never would have thought of this guitar's weight in specific as a problem, because when I first got this guitar, as with every other guitar that I typically have ever bought, I had to get some accessories for it, including a strap. Now, starting many years ago, I was inspired by my favorite guitarist, Buckethead, to get an elastic guitar strap. And that's what I have on here, and that's what I have on most of my guitars that I play very often. What I thought was cool originally about the elastic strap by watching Buckethead was that when he was on stage, sometimes he would do some kind of, like, you know, just theatrical moves, and he would push his guitar down away from him, and it would seem to just stretch downward. And I thought, what the heck is that? That's really cool. And it turns out he's using an elastic strap. So I've been using elastic straps for, I couldn't even tell you how long, just because of that. Like, pretty early on when I started playing, I just ordered some elastic straps, I switched my guitars over to those, and I've been using them ever since. Now, the main thing about an elastic strap is not the fact that you can push your guitar around and do all kind of weird moves with it, although you can. The main thing is the fact that the elastic strap makes your guitar feel much more comfortable to wear, especially over a period of, you know, an hour or two if you're standing up and playing and having your guitar on. Now, I think there's a few different brands that offer some type of an elastic guitar strap, and I've bought one in the past that was a little bit narrower, and it had like one of those slide adjustments that a normal guitar strap might have. And the problem with that strap, it was still comfortable, but the adjustment would move all the time because the elastic would like shift through the adjuster, whereas this strap, and this is a #1 stretch is the name of it, it just has a set amount of holes with no adjustment. The entire thing is just one piece from the front to the back. It's very wide across your shoulders, so it disperses more weight over more of an area. Now, the thing about most guitar straps, whether it's a leather strap or any type of just regular tightly woven material, is the fact that most of the weight of the guitar will seem to sit right here in one spot right on your trap. Whereas with an elastic guitar strap, there is weight there, definitely, but then the strap itself kind of clings around your back, and most of the weight of the guitar seems to be distributed almost evenly from your shoulder all the way across your back to here. And it makes it feel much, much lighter than it actually is. Now obviously it's still bearing the same amount of weight, but the way that it disperses the weight across your back is much gentler and much easier to play for a long period of time, and you never really get that feeling of like a strap digging in. It's been so long since I had that feeling. It's like I'm just remembering it now from years ago because I've always been using these. So that was just a quick tip for you guys, anybody who might be struggling with how heavy their guitar is or how heavy their bass is. I've been using elastic straps for years and I just kind of took them for granted, but I really thought about it and I don't think a lot of people know of them or use them, and it's a really great thing to have as far as long-term comfort if you're going to be standing and playing for a long period of time. I always stand when I practice, and that goes, between 1 or 2.5 hours typically. And over all these years of me standing and practicing for hours at a time, several times a week, I've never really felt fatigued by the weight of my guitar, no matter what guitar I'm playing. And I think the elastic strap has a lot to do with that. So hopefully that will help some of you guys out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share it and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.